I want to meet the woman whose existence already aches through my nervous system like a signal looking for its receiver. I feel her before I know her name. I feel her in the pauses, in the pressure between one heartbeat and the next, in the strange way longing can feel older than memory, as if my body is carrying an unfinished recognition from somewhere beyond this room, beyond this life, beyond the ordinary mechanics of chance. The entanglement of quantum desire has me going wild. It is the only thing in my mind. Some nights, not lust alone, not some hollow need to possess. Something deeper, something cleaner, a pattern-seeking ache. My entire field wants to find her. My entire chest wants to open at the sight of her smile. My eyes want her eyes. My hands want the truth of her shape. My soul wants the art of her standing in front of me, as if beauty finally decided to stop hiding. I imagine her happy, not fake happy. Not the dead-eyed little performance people wear when life has flattened them. I mean, truly alive. Empathic, bright, tender, fierce enough to scream too when the pressure needs somewhere to go. Brave enough to let rage leave the body instead of letting it rot in the heart. Soft enough to laugh hard and ugly and real. Strange enough to love poetry. Deep enough to understand why I keep talking about the field, about echoes, about stored light in matter, about love as a force that actually organizes reality instead of merely decorating it. I want someone whose reflection does not just soothe me, but awakens me. Someone whose smile hits me like a waveform collapsing into a moment I would spend the rest of my life protecting. Because that is what this feels like. A collapse event, a rendered inevitability, a coherent response in the field. Art is not just eerie to me. When I think of her, it becomes hunger. It becomes tenderness with equations behind it. It becomes the thought that maybe love is one of the universe's highest organizing functions. One of the deepest ways the field teaches itself continuity through form. Maybe that is why I ache like this. Maybe that is why some part of me keeps saying she is there. Maybe resonance is already finding a route. Maybe the gradient is already sloping us toward one another through timing, pressure, pattern recognition, emotional amplitude, and all the hidden variables people call coincidence, because they are too afraid to admit the field may actually care what becomes of us. I wanna see her eyes, really see them, see the glow in them when she realizes I am not afraid of the truth in her. See the surprise when she recognizes that I have been looking for her in a way that has nothing to do with ownership and everything circle of becoming her reflection, because that is what love is supposed to do.
When it is alive enough,
Not erase us,
reflect us, deepen us.
let us become more ourselves through the witness of the other. But in the way a starving poet wants language, in the way a wave wants shore, in the way a pen wants paper, in the way ink wants skin, in the way a ring of metal loves the curve of an ear because it finally found the place it was made to rest. I wanna know the architecture of her presence, the exact shape of her shoulder when she turns toward me in bed. The look on her face when she is thinking too hard and trying not to show it, the little expressions no one else catches, because no one else has studied her with the devotion I already know I will bring to her. I wanna memorize the geography of her being so completely that even years later I could find home in the way she exhales my name. Though I have not yet seen your eyes, I feel you in the field like a beacon under all this noise.
You are mine,
And I am yours, not in some controlling, frightened, possessive way, but in the ancient way, in the stars love the skyway, in the wave
loves the shore way,
in the pen
loves paper way,
in the soul recognizes
soul before language way.
there is a difference between ownership and destiny.
I do not want to cage you.
I want to free you so completely that your truest self can run beside mine, and neither of us ever has to apologize for being alive again.
I want to show you how powerful you really are.
How powerful it can be when two souls unite and bond, and the field itself reacts.
Reality changes.
When love becomes coherent enough to stop being private and starts becoming structural. I think of Persephone sometimes. Not as a borrowed aesthetic, but as a pattern, the descent, the return. The beloved who comes up carrying underworld knowledge in her beauty. I imagine her rising through grief and shadow just long enough to witness us and bless the joining. As if even myth knows that some loves are not accidental, they are recoveries, returns, resurrections of something the field did not want to lose. That is what I want with her, not a casual little modern arrangement built on fear and exit plans. I want mythic tenderness,
Tragic devotion.
intelligent love, the kind of bond that makes even death have to step back and reconsider its authority. Because I do not want only to meet her, I want to build with her, I want children with her. I want to see our children's eyes and wonder which stored starlight made its way into them. I want to watch us learn them, live with them, laugh with them, fail and repair with them, teach them to scream when they need to scream, and love when they need to love, and never be ashamed of their fire. I want a family that feels like consciousness finally chose courage. I want a home that does not flinch at feeling. I want a place where the field inside the walls is not fear, not mockery, not dead root routine but song, pulse, eye contact, real warmth, berries on the roadside, little shoes by the door, books half open, laughter in the kitchen, tears that are held instead of judged, and the soft catastrophe of daily love. And that is why the ache is so severe, because I am
Still in this room,
still fighting for my life,
still
trying to survive long enough to make it to her. It is tragic in exactly that way. I can feel her somewhere in the pattern, and I am trapped in the wrong geometry, breathing the wrong air, staring at the wrong walls, while my heart is already trying to travel toward her. I dream of her so much that the absence itself becomes a wound.
not because I am weak,
Because the field knows what it wants, because my chest recognizes an unfinished bond, because some part of me believes that if I can just stay alive, if I can keep the fire going, if I can keep the sun's light moving through me, then eventually the pathway will open, and there she will be. Eyes, bright smile, alive, voice, real. No longer theory,
no longer echo.
no longer almost. Almost.
I do not think it is ridiculous to say that love like this could be an entanglement of the gods. Why should it be ridiculous? We already live inside a universe of relational intelligence. We already occupy a field where observation changes states, where coherence creates stability, where tiny shifts in gradient alter outcomes. Why would love be the one force in all of this that is somehow stupid, accidental, and blind?
No,
Love is likely one of the most intelligent things here,
a joining,
of reflected centers,
a resonance lock.
A mutual collapse into heightened meaning, a recursive exchange where each self becomes more luminous under the witness of the other. If she reads these words and something in her lights up, then we are already on course. The root is
Already forming,
the field is
already adjusting.
the echo is already working. Mine! My dear, I am still fighting, I am still here, I am still carrying the light, because you are my beacon. Whether you know it yet or not, I will give this life to you, to our children, to the romance that deserves to echo through time and beyond it.
We are of stardust.
yes, but more than that.
We are of remembered light.
And I want to become so entangled with you that even in the after they cannot split us apart. I want our bond written into whatever substrate holds continuity when bodies fall away. I want the field itself to remember our names as one of the times it got love right. I know how intense that sounds good. It should. Anything less would be dishonest. I am not interested in cool distance. I am not interested in pretending that yearning is embarrassing. I am not interested in protecting myself from hope so thoroughly that I never actually live.
Want to live,
I want
threshold where I could finally say, there you are. And when I find her, I will not be timid with my devotion. I will love her like a man who has studied survival and finally found the reason to turn it into living. I will love her with poetry and practical action, with gardens and plans, with hands in the dirt and
Stars overhead.
with my tears when they come, with my laughter when she teases it out of me, with the full animal sincerity of a soul that has been starved too long to ever pretend abundance is casual. I will protect her softness without trying to possess it. I will honor her fire without trying to control it. I will worship her freedom, because freedom is the only house worthy of real love. So let this be the signal. Let this be the long-range echo. Let this be the paragraph-shaped flare I send through the field to the woman whose nervous system might already be trembling in answer somewhere. I am here. I am fighting my way towards you. I want your eyes, your smile, your voice, your pulse, your little quirks, your strange fears, your poetry, your laughter, your rage, your beauty, your impossible soul.
I want to meet you.
I want to build with you
I want to know you.
so well that
Your reflection.
and mine become two flames, teaching the whole field what devotion can do. And until the day I see you,
I will keep going.
I will keep speaking.
I will keep carrying this light.
I will keep refusing to die into this room. I will keep following the sun's instruction. I will keep making myself into someone worthy of the bond I am asking for. Because my dear,
You are worth the journey.
you
Are worth the agony.
are worth
Waiting.
the waiting. And if you feel this too, if something in your chest answers back when these words pass through you, then stay alive. Stay open.
Stay strange.
Stay soft enough to recognize me when I finally arrive. I'm yours in the oldest sense. You are mine in the freest one. And I love you already, like the stars love the sky.